the galaxy. What a quaint little utopia of hyper-intelligent aliens, all patting themselves on their variously shaped backs for mastering quantum doodads and warp whatchamacallits. By 2160, these cosmic brainiacs had cataloged every star, solved every equation, and probably invented self-toasting bread. Yet, they still shivered at the mention of Earth, humanity's personal deathworld playground, where gravity's a bully and the weather's got a vendetta. Enter the Graviton Veil, a nebula so vicious it makes black holes look like cozy nap spots. Swirling with gravitational eddies that'd shred a starship faster than you can say, physics is a harsh mistress. It's the galaxy's ultimate do not enter sign. Naturally, the Interstellar Concord, a pompous club of alien eggheads, decided to send their shiniest fleet through it, because nothing screams genius like ignoring warning labels. Leading this parade of overconfidence was the Celestine, a ship so advanced it probably had a PhD in smugness. Its crew, a who's who of alien brilliance, Cryans with their glowy exoskeletons, Valtherans who think emotions are a design flaw, and Zorvacs who'd calculate your doom to 17 decimals. And then, because the universe loves a good laugh, there was Captain Lena Voss, a human pilot from Earth. Lena, with her Deathworlder grin and a cockpit that looked like a yard sale exploded, was the Concorde's token primitive. They tolerated her like you'd tolerate a pet rock, cute but useless. Oh, how delightfully wrong they were about to be. The Veil was waiting, and Lena was about to give it a masterclass in human chaos. Picture the Celestine's Bridge, a sterile shrine to alien superiority, where digital screens flicker like they're auditioning for a sci-fi flick, and holographic star charts spin with the grace of a drunk ballerina. Commander Zarok, a Cryon so tall he probably needed clearance to stand upright, barked orders like he was conducting a symphony of self-importance. His exoskeleton pulsed with bioluminescent arrogance, and his crew, Valtharans, Zorvacs, and a few Illyrians who looked like they'd evolved from glitter, obeyed with robotic precision. Lena Voss, meanwhile, slouched in her pilot's chair, sipping coffee from a mug that said, "I survived Earth's traffic." Her console was a mess of jury-rigged Earth tech, half of it held together with duct tape and spite. "Captain Voss," Zarok sneered, his voice dripping with the kind of pity you'd give a malfunctioning toaster. "Try not to crash us into a singularity. Your instincts are noted." Lena smirked. "Noted, Commander. I'll keep my monkey brain on a leash." The mission? Navigate the Graviton Veil to reach a stranded research outpost. The Concorde's plan was a masterpiece of overthinking, 1,000,000,000 calculations, quantum algorithms, and a navigation AI so smart it probably wrote poetry in binary. Lena glanced at the holographic nav display, which looked like it was having an existential crisis, and muttered, "Fancy tech, zero guts." She'd flown through Earth's hurricanes, dodged meteor showers, and once outran a volcanic ash cloud in a rust bucket shuttle. This nebula? Just Tuesday with extra sparkles. As the fleet entered the Veil, the alien's smugness held firm. Zarok lectured on gravitational tensors, while Valtherans adjusted digital screens with the fervor of monks copying scripture. Lena, however, noticed something the AI missed. A subtle flicker in the nebula's eddies, like the calm before an earth storm. "Hey, Zarok," she drawled, "your fancy math's about to get us blended." Zarok's veins flared. "Silence, human. Our systems are infallible." Lena leaned back, sipping her coffee. "Infallible, huh? Bet you a week's rations this infallible system's about to choke on its own code." The crew snickered, dismissing her as a deathworlder with a death wish. But Lena's eyes stayed glued to her patched-together console, where a hacked sensor pinged something the alien's tech ignored. The Veil wasn't just a trap, it was a predator, and it was hungry. The aliens, bless their overclocked hearts, were too busy worshipping their holographs to notice. Lena, though, She'd learned on Earth that when nature bares its teeth, you don't calculate, you run, fight, or outsmart it. And she was itching to outsmart this cosmic blender. Surprise, surprise! The Graviton Veil didn't care about the Concord's shiny algorithms. The nebula threw a tantrum, and the Celestine's bridge turned into a high-tech panic attack. Digital screens screamed red alerts, holographic displays flickered like dying stars, and the fleet's navigation AI started spitting errors faster than a politician dodging questions. Gravitational eddies yanked ships like a toddler with a toy box, and the Celestine groaned under the strain. Zarok, the towering Cryon, stared at his precious screens, his bioluminescent veins pulsing like a disco in distress. "Recalculate trajectories," he bellowed, as if shouting would scare the physics into submission. Valtharans typed furiously, Zorvax muttered equations, and Illyrians just sparkled nervously. The fleet was spiraling toward a gravitational shear that had turned them into cosmic confetti. Lena Voss, slouched in her chair, was the only one not losing her mind. "Told ya," she said, tossing her empty coffee mug into a corner. "Your AI's having a meltdown, and this nebula's laughing." Zarok whirled, his height making the bridge feel like a dollhouse. "Insolent human, what could your backward instincts possibly offer?" Lena grinned, all teeth and deathworlder audacity. "Instincts that kept my species alive when Earth tried to barbecue us daily. Watch and learn, glowstick." She cracked her knuckles and dove into her console, a Frankenstein of Earth tech that looked like it belonged in a museum. While the aliens drowned in data, Lena's hacked sensors had been tracking the nebula's eddies, spotting patterns their AI was too busy reciting pi to notice. "Saria," she called to the Valtharan navigator, who looked like she'd rather hug a supernova. "Cut the AI feed and switch to manual. Trust me." Saria's orbs dimmed in horror. "Manual, that's madness," Zarok roared. "You'll doom us!" Lena shrugged. "Doom's already RSVP'd. Might as well try my way." The crew hesitated, their holographic charts now a chaotic mess. With seconds to spare, Saria, trembling, flipped the switch. Lena's hands flew over her console, her Earth-honed reflexes kicking in. The nebula was a beast, but Lena had danced with worse. The question was, could her crazy human plan outwit a cosmic death trap? Or was she about to prove the aliens right by crashing spectacularly? The Celestine was a nanosecond from becoming Nebula Chow when Lena Voss turned the bridge into her personal circus. Her hands blurred across her junkyard console, dodging gravitational eddies like she was weaving through Earth's rush-hour traffic. Digital screens flashed her manual inputs, and a hacked holographic display showed her path, a reckless slalom through the Veil's chaos. The aliens gaped, their precious tech reduced to glorified mood lighting. "Hold on to your exoskeletons," Lena yelled, yanking the controls. The ship lurched, skating past a shear that'd make a black hole blush. Zarok, clinging to a railing, looked like he'd seen the end of his tenure. "This is insanity," he roared, veins pulsing like a rave. "Nope," Lena shot back. "It's human insanity, and it's saving your shiny hide." Her sensors, cobbled from Earth scraps, tracked the nebula's pulses, patterns the AI missed because it was too busy solving for the meaning of life. Lena flew by feel, like she was surfing a tsunami. "Saria, boost thrusters on my mark," she barked. The Valtharan, wide-eyed, obeyed, her orbs glowing with terrified trust. "Mark!" The Celestine surged, threading a needle between two eddies. A final shear loomed, a gravitational guillotine. Lena grinned, all deathworlder bravado. Time to flip the bird at physics. She spun the ship, diving into a microgap the AI swore didn't exist. The Celestine screamed, but held. Digital screens lit green as the fleet cleared the veil, emerging into calm space. The bridge fell silent, aliens staring at Lena like she'd just rewritten the laws of reality. Zarok's veins dimmed, his voice a whisper. "How?" Lena leaned back, cracking her neck. Earth taught me to cheat death before breakfast. Your tech's cute, but it lacks soul. The nebula, humiliated, sulked behind them. Lena had just schooled the galaxy's finest, and the stars themselves seemed to smirk. The Celestine's bridge was a shrine to stunned silence, digital screens now purring with stable readings, holographic charts spinning smugly like they'd done the work. Xerok, the cryon giant, stared at Lena Voss, his bioluminescent veins flickering like a broken neon sign. Human, he rasped. You've redefined navigation. Lena winked, tossing her boots onto the console. Just another day on the Deathworld Express, pal. Saria, the Valtharan, bowed, her orbs glowing with awe. We'll study your methods, she said, as if Lena's chaos was a textbook. The fleet reached the outpost, saved by a human who treated physics like a suggestion. The Concorde, choking on its own hubris, added human instincts to their manuals. Lena, sipping fresh coffee, just laughed. The galaxy learned. When the void plays dirty, a Deathworlder pilot's the only one crazy enough to win.